now we'll be going over to the winners of the Watch and Win, which you guys, I'm sure you're all waiting for and are excited to hear.
Yeah.
So, Riku, read this one.
Yes, let's go. We have Sequence, Troll ni Lilith, Jekyll Kids, Purple Frost, Red Sky, 01, GS Artemis.
Wow!
A GS!
Kate, may bago na pala tayong
GS. Yun, and Aubriana, Raja Warlock, and Chicken Universe, and SKT Guinness.
Wow. So we have a new GS and we have a new SKT member. That's nice. I like that. Yeah. There's Karina, Daddy Boo, Kim Valentine, PHK Death Note, and Elisa05.
Yes, congratulations to all of the Watch and Win winners.
Alright. Oh yeah. Alright, so congratulations to those who won the 150 RP. We'll just plug once again the online tournament for the Challenger Circuit. This is going to be from June 1 to June 15, so do register now. You do guys have the opportunity to do that. Also go over and join the Green Pulse Internet Cafe Challenger Circuit Tournament as well. That's going to happen on June 27. And the other one is going to be at the War Gods Pro Gaming Arena on June 21. So for you pro players out there who want to join the tournament, do join those.
Yes, that is the road to PGS and a chance to, you know, participate in the next split.
Yeah.
So let's head on to the Picks and Dan phase.
Alright, so again, this is the battle between IPT and Infused. And that's going to be a Gragas ban immediately, of course. So we were anticipating that. Yeah. Like, we saw how effective Gragas was earlier with Lucy in part of Empire X. So that is going to be a first ban. Let's see what Infused decides to ban this time against IPT, where Hate has been playing Vayne a lot. So that is on the board right now. They also have been... Copes has been playing Jarvan a lot. And of course, it's not going to be Suez in the mid lane this time. It's going to be Zed. So this is going to be a much... Well, not a much different, but... wait a minute. Did they miss a ban? Oh, I think they missed a ban.
Yeah, they did.
Well, that's weird. They missed a ban, so I think we're going to be... Oh, yeah. Alright, so they were minus one ban for this game. Alright, okay.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
We got it.
So that's going to be Gragas, Shogath, and Annie. That's actually quite interesting. Annie, like Neem said earlier, still very much relevant in the game. And Rise, of course, who weirdly was not contested earlier, but in other regions, Rise is very much contested as a hyper carry top lane or even a mid lane. So that's also pretty much anticipated there. This is going to be a different IPT in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen Suez effectively carry the game along with Hate as the Vayne. So I'm really guessing, I'm actually not guessing, I'm really wondering what kind of strategy are they going to pull off? Are they going to be doing the same thing they've been doing over the weeks? Or because of this roster change with Zed in the mid lane and then it's not Suez, are they going to try something different? Yeah,
definitely. This should be interesting. Also, we're going to be seeing a different Infuse this time because Yachts is going to be playing in the mid lane this time. So ZXC is going to move up to jungle and Akil is going to move up to the top lane. And like we were discussing with Neep earlier, this is looking like the original roster that they were going into here in the summer split. So this is probably going to be a stronger Infuse that we're going to see from here on out if they retain this roster. And that is going to be, it's going to be a much better team for them.
Yeah, that's what Neep said earlier.
Yeah, and I think that's good because, like we said, Infuse is the underdog in this game, especially against IPT, who has been so strong recently. So they really need all the advantages that they can get. And the Rek'Sai first pick, actually, coming in from IPT, and that's not a surprise because they did ban out the Gragas, so Rek'Sai is pretty much one of those other junglers you go for aside from Gragas and Sejuani.
Yeah, I like what Infuse did. I mean, they took away Poisanity's Thresh. He has been really effective together with Hate's Vayne. And of course, you know, Vayne and Lulu is actually a scary combo as well. So they have their priorities right here.
Definitely. That's going to be Infuse taking Thresh away from Poisanity, which, like you said, was definitely one of their favorites. And it's actually a wonder now because IPT decided to take Rek'Sai over Jarvan. So that's going to be a bit of a change, but they're both still very mobile champions, so it's not exactly a whole change of play style here. Meanwhile, Lulu could go either mid or in the bottom lane as a support, so that still leaves a lot of things open actually. But since Thresh is there, I'm guessing Infuse is probably going to get a hyper carry so that they can use Wild Growth to protect that hyper carry. But we'll see about that. Meanwhile, Nautilus definitely a contested support, and Maokai contested top laner. So that's actually a very tanky IPT for the first three picks.
Three tanky champions, they lack the damage, so Vayne is still open though.
Yeah, that's true. Vayne is still open. So Infuse could grab it. JRM could take Vayne away from Hate. Hate has played Vayne, I believe, the past 4 games total, and he's won every single one. So that's very good for them to take away Vayne if JRM can pull it off. Which is why they probably got Lulu. Like I was saying, Lulu can complement a Vayne. That speed boost can definitely help you to kite against the enemy team. The Wild Growth will definitely save Vayne during those important clashes. And then Jarvan will be taken away from Coops, but they're gonna play the Rek'Sai anyway.
Yeah.
So that's probably just one of ZXC's junglers, I guess.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. They've been taking away a lot of champions. From IPT, and it's all about the execution for Infused right now. They have got a strong lineup.
Yeah. Ooh, wow. An Autolock Kalista. So actually, Hate, even if he loses the Vayne, he's still going for somewhat a carry style. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Orianna coming in for the mid lane there for Zed. So we're gonna see how that goes. That is gonna provide some damage, but that means that a lot of the damage here come late game is going to be heavily reliant on Kalista here. So if they don't get Kalista going, it's going to be dark for IPT come the late game.
Yeah. A hover onto the card list. We don't usually give much attention to hovers, but sometimes it does get locked in. And wow, a Morgana. That's an interesting choice, actually. A safe choice, but they probably lose a bit damage, sustained damage on their side of the team.
Jarvan could go for a damage-oriented build, but they're looking very squishy at the moment. Thresh, compared to Nautilus, is not as tanky in that early game, but they still could become tanky. It looks like there's a lot of investment actually into keeping JRM safe. They have a lot of shields at the moment for Vayne, and although she is going to have a lot of shields, hopefully there is enough tankiness from the rest of the team. Oh, that's actually Lulu top.
Yes, that's Lulu top.
Alright, so it was going to be a Lulu top Morgana in the mid lane. So this is the final comp.
Yes, and the last champion has been locked in, so head over to the Pro Gaming Series Facebook page and fill in the Google form and vote rather who will win. Do you vote for Imperium Pro Team or Infused?
Right, and I believe if you guys do vote for the right team that does win, you will get your chance to win 150 RP voted brought straight into your account within the next 2 weeks. So do watch out for that. I believe a bunch of skins are also coming out come the next patch. I think the Jurassic skins are coming out. Yeah, the 3 ones. That's Anivia, Cho'Gath, and Renekton. Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Thank you. So that is going to be, those are going to be the new skins. So that will just
5.11.
Yeah, it'll come just in time for you guys if you guys are after those. So looking at the comps right now, I'm not sure how to take IPT now because I think Suez was such an important part of how IPT played in the recent times. I mean, looking at the game they had last time, which was against Mineski, which they 2-0'd, by the way, was very impressive. And this is going to be a very different game now because, first of all, Hate does not get his Vayne. And it's Zed now instead of Suez. And Suez was such a just made a great impact in a sense that he was such a big distraction for Mineski. Watching the fights that they had against Mineski last time, Suez was such a great distraction, and it played so well for Hate. Because while Suez was distracting the rest of Mineski's members, Hate was just free hitting everywhere. So it really complemented well. Now it's going to be interesting to see how Zed will make his presence felt here. I think he's definitely going to have to go full damage here because if he doesn't, then IPT is going to lose a lot of damage come mid to late game. And there's a lot of damage actually coming in from, well, not a lot, but definitely late game. JRM is going to hurt. So I think IPT really has to make themselves really felt come mid game, because if they don't make their mark in that mid game, then JRM is really gonna hurt come that late game.
Yeah, do you think they're gonna do the lane swap again?
Yeah, that's actually an interesting question because I'm not an AD carry myself, so I don't have a lot of experience in the bottom lane. Actually, Neep should be the one talking about this matchup. But I'm not so sure because Kalista and Vayne, they're relatively weak in the early game. I mean, they can still both duel. I mean, we've seen actually Hate duel early as a Vayne. He's like last time he was against Mineski TG when he did lane swap, and he just towered dove on TG like over and over and over. Especially come level 6, he's just not afraid to come in. So I guess this is partly favorable for Hate because he does know how Vayne as a champion plays out.
Yes.
So he probably picked Kalista into this Vayne confidently, knowing the matchup and knowing how Vayne goes as a champion. He's probably confident on how he will approach this Vayne matchup. I guess it really just all falls down as well on how Kups and ZXC play this one out, because ZXC did transfer from mid to jungle.
Yes.
So we haven't seen ZXC play jungle just yet. But the jungle will definitely help out this bottom lane here. Whichever one of them gets snowballing first will definitely be important for this game.
Yeah, and the difference is with the Kalista and the Vayne matchup is that Kalista's ult is very reliant onto the support.
Yeah,
the support.
That's true.
And, you know, Vayne is a standalone kind of person.
Yeah, so for the lane swap, I don't think it's really necessary. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna pull a lane swap off, especially with Thresh. I mean, for all we know, JRM is just as brave on Vayne as Hate is. They could still make plays down in that bottom lane. So a lot could happen in the bottom lane. I'm excited to see how they play it out.
Yeah, same actually. Anyway, though, do not forget to like our Pro Gaming Series Facebook page. Also follow us on Twitter. That's at PGSLOL. You can tweet your screenshots. You can hashtag PGS Big Plays if you guys want to. You know, it's really gonna be a fun match, I'm sure.
Yeah, you guys can also vote even through Twitter. You can just go hashtag IPT win or hashtag infused win.
Yep, you can do that.
To vote for your favorite team, because this is really an unpredictable match right now. We don't know how this one is going to play out. Roster changes on infused side, and that's going to be Zed instead of Suez in the mid lane.
Yeah, and Vayne is on infused side, not on Hate anymore.
Yeah,
not on Hate anymore.
So this is really going to be pretty unpredictable, though. Like we said, infused is still the underdog this game. They only have 1 point so far, and IPT has 6 points.
Yep.
They did look strong, but like we said, Suez was very impactful in the past games that we saw. So even if IPT does have the upper hand in terms of points, that they could either make it or break it this game, because we don't know how Zed will play it out this time.
This is the first time we've seen IPT Zed perform in the summer split, right?
That's true.
Was he in the spring split before?
I'm pretty sure he was.
What was his prominent champion?
That's the thing. I cannot recall how Zed played out in the previous split, but we will see this time. I mean, since we haven't seen him the whole summer split, we could see a very, very new Zed. There have been a lot of changes to the... I mean, first of all, the patch changes so far. A lot has changed since the last split, really.
Yes,
so
definitely.
We could be really seeing... I mean, Orianna as a champion actually is not played that often.
Right now, especially in the meta. I mean, before, siguro,
Yeah, it really was in the meta before, but we're in a much different meta right now. So looking at that Zed versus Yachts, I mean, like they said, Yachts was the ideal mid laner for Infused to have, and we've never seen Zed before. So really, I think this game is going to be full of surprises for us.
Yeah, it's going to be really unpredictable. And once again, you are watching the Pro Gaming Series 2015 Summer Split. It is the match between Imperium Pro Team versus ZAXT is in big trouble. Will this be first blood? The Ignite has been ticking. Tick, tick, tock. One more hit. Kalista gets the first blood. Wow, walking into a group of 5.
Yeah, that's the second time that happened today.
Yeah. Oh, man.
What is up, guys?
Yeah, what is up, yo? It was supposed to be something they should expect because it's IPT. They like these lane swaps. They want to find out where they're going.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, yeah, they did put that ward down again. And Vayne was actually looking to lane swap. So, it turns out Kalista versus Vayne, and GRM's not confident about that matchup, but I don't think they saw Vayne through that ward, so they don't know that Vayne is going to be pulling off this lane swap. Regardless, though, JRM is going to get away with it, and he will be going up against Rocks in that top lane. So let's see how that lane swap goes for them.
Yeah, Maokai might have a hard time farming up in that lane, especially Maokai is very item reliant.
Yeah, although he does, in a way, spike at 3, so he can gap close and deal some damage with the Torrent's Ring and the early AP. But in general, Vayne is going to be able to still outplay. So I'm really excited to see actually how JRM mechanically is compared to Hate as a Vayne.
I mean, we've seen Kai from Acclaim.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Vayne, he's pretty good as well. And Hate, right now, we're going to see Infuse JRM on that Vayne.
Right, so wow, the hook.
Wow, the hook lands. Here comes Kalista. Just landing a bit of hooks there.
Yeah, he actually bought the longsword after that first blood. And wow, Kessa roaming early actually.
Yeah.
So he did not go to the top lane immediately, and he didn't need to actually. Actually, if anything, he needs to help Akil in the bottom lane.
Yes.
But let's see where he decides to go. He's actually gonna go to the top lane. No, he's running back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's gonna go to the top lane to help out Vayne.
Yes.
Lulu, on the other hand, will probably fare just a little bit better than Maokai would, just because she can farm from afar, and she can Q just over and over again, so it won't be so hard to farm compared to Maokai.
Yeah, a very safe lane for the Lulu, but Rox, yeah, he's gonna have a hard time here early on, and looks like it's just gonna be the jungler and the support roaming together. Not anymore.
Yeah, Thresh is gonna... Kesso is gonna move up to the top lane. And that's just gonna give Rox, honestly, a harder time because he's a... I mean, Maokai is relatively slow. So, let's see if Kesso, how he is compared to the Mad Life of PH.
Yeah, Mad Life of PH. Yep.
Yeah, everyone's pulling out that Mata skin.
Yeah, I want that skin. Is it still on sale or is it gone?
I actually am not sure. Because a lot of people are looking at... Honestly, a lot of people are just waiting for the Zac skin to come out. So all the hype is on.
The pool party skins.
Yeah, the pool party skins that... Yeah, pretty much everyone's just waiting for that.
Oh, the hook lands, but no follow-up there. Even JRM is there for the backup. JRM might get sandwiched here, actually. Doesn't have the Dark Passage. JRM gets rooted. Here comes the Saplings. Uses a flash. JRM pretty low. The red buff is burning. Gets smited down. They're concentrating all their damage on the JRM, and he will fall. Koops gets ignited. Here comes ZXC for the revenge kill. Actually, Thresh gets the kill. It's 1-for-1 so far. Here comes a teleport coming up from top. Infuse top laner is going to be appearing shortly. Akil gets slowed. And here comes ZXC still looking for something. The burn, the play, Rox will fall. That'll be double kill for the Thresh.
Yeah, that's actually the most awkward thing about all of that.
Yeah.
It's that Thresh got both kills.
Yeah.
In a way, he was like Kaigu, just taking the kills everywhere earlier.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know, that's kind of awkward. It would have been much better for Infuse if those 2 kills had gone to someone else, like Akil, to help him out in that bottom lane with the farm. Just get a little bit more AP, maybe poke hate out of lane.
Or maybe the Jarvan could have benefited.
Yeah, that's true too. Anyone but Thresh, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe it'll give him, yeah, he gets the early boots down. He's probably going to roam a lot more. And honestly, actually, both supports from both sides are roaming a lot. I think both supports were in the clash as well earlier.
Yes, so. But it's really hard to roam a Morgana with that spell shield.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No, they're on the same side. My bad. We have the Orianna, rather. But yeah, that could be really good for Infused with the Thresh.
Yeah. Well, though in the end, it's really... I'm not sure who that clash leans towards, but Vayne is going to be a little bit behind in CS, and Rox did get a kill as well. So he's going to be able to approach that Rod of Ages earlier. And when he does, and he does get that the Catalyst, he's going to be able to duel Vayne easier.
Yes.
So this is going to put IPT, I guess, slightly ahead. Especially since, again, the 2 kills went to Kessa.
Went to Thresh.
So it's really going to be, I guess, that clash pretty much went in favor of IPT. And the gold is also in their favor too. Yeah. Especially since the CS difference now is about almost 20 between Kessa and Hate.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. And, you know, I guess Thresh should take advantage of the goal that he has. Looks like we're gonna see a gam coming from ZXC. The support is nowhere to be found. Hate is being slowed, double slowed from the shield of Jarvan, E and Q, and no, it's too far.
Yeah, I guess that was a good move from Infuse because they did leave Hate the whole time to just farm down in the bottom lane, so they want to push him back, get him to recall so that Vayne can at least catch up a little bit in terms of CS. Vayne actually forced to get a Vamp Scepter there.
Yeah, so
just because of the early death. So.
Yeah. I mean, at least they've baited out the flash from Kalista.
Yeah.
They could probably visit her down there again.
Yeah.
For a secure kill, if ever.
Yeah, but Lulu is going to be just having a little bit of an easier time now. Because like I said, the Q really does help her much to farm against Hate.
Yeah, safely. Compared to Maokai, 41 C. Actually, Maokai is doing a pretty good job with the CS.
Yeah, that's true. He is still able to catch up, and Poisanity actually really is just helping Rox more than Kalista, which pretty much makes sense because, like we were saying, Kalista can pretty much just CS on her own.
Yes.
So.
I thought they were gonna stay a little more, but the wave's just too pushed to try anything funny.
Yeah. Good job then from Vayne to keep the lane frozen here on the area just so he doesn't get ganked. Because we all know that Kups on Rek'Sai, that should be a pretty much aggressive kind of laning, or rather roaming. And Poisanity's also roaming a lot as well, so it's better, really much better that JRM just plays it safe and doesn't dive onto rocks all the time.
Yes. And yeah, it's having a little trouble here. Almost 50% HP.
Yeah, and Zed is in the lead in terms of CS as well. So I guess this is a good thing for IPT. We do need Zed. Like we said, we need Zed to get that mid-game spike so that those shockwaves will mean something. And that's actually going to be an uncontested, unseen dragon.
Yeah, they have no idea this is happening. And that is probably the downside of a lane swap. Yeah. They don't have much damage. I think the ADC nila nasa top lane.
And I mean, flat out vision.
Yeah.
Just nothing. Nothing at all from Infused. So, and I mean, that's not the first time that we've seen Infused fail in terms of vision. I mean, they are one of the newer teams in the summer split, so though compared to Empire X.
Oh, they don't see this. They don't see these three people camping. They're still trying to bait. The death sentence missed, but that doesn't matter because DXC is right there for the follow-up. Kill gets the kill, and that is, well played.
Yeah, so Infused just doing the plays that they need to make, especially for Akil. He could use that kill to help him out in laning against Hate. And so far, actually, Hate already being pushed back a bit. Vayne is actually caught up already in CS. So like we said, Infused trying to relieve pressure down at the bottom lane so Infused can catch up so that that clash at top lane wouldn't go completely in favor of IPT. Yeah. So it's a good move coming in from IPT. I mean, from Infused.
Yeah, they got baited, man.
Yeah.
Super baited. Two people were in the brush. There was no wards at all.
It's a good move from Infused there. Meanwhile, yeah, good job from Zed, really, to poke onto Morgana here. And I mean, in terms of burst damage, really, Orianna is just much better than Yachts. So I mean, in the end, Yachts really here is just gonna try and farm up. He's not really gonna try and make plays in the mid lane against Orianna.
Oh, trying to sidestep and zigzag. Akil makes his way to safety. It was really close though. I really thought he'd get cooked there.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, 10 minutes in, they're really just going to be farming now.
Yeah?
Orianna's just going to wait to hit 6, and then... Which she has, actually, already. But she is going to be waiting, I guess, for one major item first. And then I could imagine that at some point, we would see Kups and Zed going together. But...
Nope.
Oh, no.
Yeah, nothing connect. That's why I like Rek'Sai. He has so many escapes and very mobile.
So, I mean, at some point in the game, I could imagine us seeing Zed and Kups roaming around. And considering the lead that Zed already has in the mid lane, they might push mid lane early just so that Zed can get that get the chance to roam around with Kups and probably help at top lane. Help Rox at top lane.
Yes, definitely. And this tower is about to go down, actually. Maybe one or two waves, and I think it's gonna be gone. So, what do you think should Infused do?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they're not really forced to do anything because they are just like we said, it seems like the comp is really around Vayne. So all they really need to do is keep Vayne safe, and so far, they have been doing their job. You know, to keep Vayne up in CS, to keep at least compared to Hate, they are keeping him even in terms of CS.
Yeah, I think I see a difference between how they have been using the Vayne. With the IPT's Vayne, the previous matches, ang ginagawa nila, they try to push the tower faster and then get the turret, and then they rotate back to bot lane. But right here, they're not doing it. Infused is not doing that strategy. They decide to freeze the lane and just go safe farming. Death Sentence doesn't connect. Taking a couple of our hits. Koops wants Kesso right here. Teleport will come up from top. Koops getting a lot of damage. They're just hesitating at the moment. Dark Passage will get a kill to safety. Doesn't hit anyone. The Shockwave. And Infused just wants to disengage from everything. And now we will see a pause.
Epic pause.
Well, Morgana's in trouble.
But that shockwave was so sad.
Yeah.
Like, good flash, I guess.
Yeah, good flash.
Coming in from the team, but I mean, I don't know what to make of this at this point. Most of the members of Infuse are
really low.
Pretty low. Akil had to back out. He does have TP, but the dragon went to IPT, obviously, so...
Yeah, and Infuse's AD carry Vayne is like running down to their teammates.
Yeah, so he's too late.
Yeah.
I think when we resume, they're pretty much gonna disengage, I think, unless IPT can catch Kessel off guard there.
Yeah, would you recommend the Vayne to just stay in his lane and just keep pushing?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think IPT is going to keep pushing him for this one, so Vayne might make it. There's the hook.
Oh, the hook lands, and Yachts is safe. Coops is in trouble. He'll be the first one. If all said, though, will kill a kill. It's 1-for-1 so far. They get knocked up. Kessel flashes away for safety. That's a double kill. Hate still landing some hurt. Here comes the Rend, and that will be a secure kill. 4-for-1 in favor of IPT. Vayne in the middle lane.
Wow, so awkward.
Yeah.
JRM was so far, and honestly, that was all just Coops getting caught out. But in the end, IPT was still the one who came out on top there. And yeah, that's mostly because JRM was not there. I mean, Rox is still dealing the damage that he needs to, honestly. He does have the Catalyst, and he does also have Glacial Shroud. He's building towards Frozen Heart, I guess, and yeah, really, just JRM hasn't hit his spike yet, and Hate does hurt earlier, I guess, than the JRM does at this point.
Yeah.
And the kiting potential really is just insane. It was sad that Zed did not hit his shockwave in that clash, but regardless, JRM wasn't there the whole fight still, so...
Yeah. I wonder if, Final Hour is activated. They're kind of dueling rocks, and here comes Coops. He doesn't get the knock up. He's taking tower hits. JRM is in trouble, and he will fall from that kill. It's 1-for-1 in the top lane. Wow.
Oh, and ZXC backs out. I thought he was going to go after... Oh, but he might. There is no ward coverage.
Yeah, here comes the Flay. Death Sentence still not there. The tunnel, though. Oh, still catches Coops. He flies towards him, gets knocked up, getting a lot of turret damage. And it seems like the Rek'Sai will escape safely.
At least we know Kessel can hook.
Yeah. Yeah, that was impressive. That was impressive.
That was a good hook. Although, I guess it was a little bit predictable because there was a tunnel. The path was right there. But regardless, he did catch him off. Although he actually received most of the damage from that one. So
yeah, it's too risky to even dive that one anyway. I forgot.
Yeah, Dragon's gonna come up actually in a few seconds, and there is no tunnel from Rek'Sai at the moment, so it would be good right now for Infuse to just take this one right now. But they're not gonna. So Rek'Sai's Coops is gonna make it to the Dragon in time.
Yeah.
And I think IPT would have the upper hand in that fight. That's a Morellonomicon already for Zed, and he also has Sorcerer's Shoes, so that Shockwave is gonna really hurt.
Oh my god.
And Infused is actually building fairly squishy right now. Like, there is no Cinder Hulk for Jarvan.
Yeah, we will see something here in the Dragon Pit. Akil is very low. Demacia onto 3 people. They're trapped there, but that doesn't matter. Coops will be the first one to fall. And great Shockwave. Here comes the follow-up damage from Hate. Great knock-up coming in from Poisanity. And Zed is getting focused down. He'll be safe. And here comes the exhaust. That'll be a double kill for Hate. And that's 4-for-1 again in favor of IPT.
Yeah, we saw that one coming, I guess. It was really in favor of IPT from the beginning. I mean, Morgana does not have a lot of damage. And in fact, I didn't even see an effective Dark Binding coming off there. The Shockwave landed onto 3. And like I said, because they lack any kind of tankiness at this point, they're just all squishy. ZXCs obviously going for a not-so-tanky build pre-level 10.
Yeah.
So that we saw the pain from the Shockwave. And this, I'm guessing, this early to mid-game is definitely just IPT foot forward. They're going to keep going. They're going to keep trying to take objectives. In fact, the bottom lane tower is already open anyway. So Kalista is going to be able to roam around with Poisanity. And I'm guessing their next target's going to be that mid lane.
Yeah, I actually want to see a replay because I think Jarvan trapped 3 members of his own team. And then the Shockwave connected. I think. Though that's why it was quite a disaster.
Yeah.
It's like one of those pictures.
ZXC set his own team up for the Shockwave.
It's like one of those pictures, the meme that like, I'm Jarvan, I'm helping. You remember?
yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
Aw, poor ZXC. He thought he was helping.
Yeah, well, it happens though, but yeah, we'll see a replay. I'm not sure if that actually happened.
Yeah, all right, so let's check it out. The All right, so the Dark Binding lands there, and I think Oriana's somewhere nearby. There's actually the Cataclysm is actually good because it can trap Coops, but Rox is forced out, and they're just so clumped right now.
Yeah.
The ult lands, I think, and it knocks up 2 people, and there's the Shockwave. It just takes out a lot. But the main point here is that no one is dealing damage to Hate. Hate is just able to free hit the entire time, and like I said, the Shockwave is able to help to set up the kills here for Hate. There's the Blade of the Ruined King rather, and at that point, it was really just mostly set up for Hate to get the kills that he needed. Now he's 5-1-3, so in terms of gold advantage, he's 2,000 above JRM right now. So until JRM gets his spike, he will not want to fight Hate, even if Hate's alone at this point.
Yeah. And he still got the buff from the Gromp. Not the Gromp, the Krugs rather.
Yeah. And the difference as well here between JRM and Hate is that when Hate does use Vayne, Hate is always really close to the other AD carry of the other team.
Yes.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. Early flash there.
Yeah, and really great positioning from Hate, as you can see. I mean, he goes all in, and here comes the Shockwave, just a couple of more hits, EQ to safety. Coops gets stunned by the Condemned, and they're all just trying to find something in the mid lane and doesn't get what they want.
Hate's gonna make a pick here.
Oh, here we go. Akil is in big trouble. The Rend might be here. The Wild Growth is used as well. Of course, Akil doesn't have any damage to duel with Hate, and Hate is unstoppable.
Seriously, like, all top laners should be afraid of Hate.
Yeah.
Like, he just kills them all.
You're right.
It's
like, a pattern.
Yeah, like TG died, and now Akil's dying.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Pretty.
But really, like, this is really what IPT needs to do, because Zed really just has to use his Shockwave to set up for Hate.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that, like a lot of team fights from here, of just Zed roaming, getting a good Shockwave, and then Hate finishing it.
The Ren, though, doesn't reach, but now Hate is landing hits on Kezo. Out of range Shung Ren. I think that could have killed the Jarvan, knowing that, as you said earlier, he's not that tanky.
Yeah, he only got Kindle Gem now.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have Cinder Hulk as well, so it's a fairly squishy Jarvan compared to the Rek'Sai, who has a Cinder Hulk and then the Kindle Gem.
Yeah.
So this is a much tankier IPT. And at this point, really, Infuse is just reacting to the plays that our IPT are making. They have a pretty huge gold lead right now. And in terms of vision, they're the ones who've invaded the jungle. They're making plays at top, and it just makes sense that they have wards there. Meanwhile, very defensive wards coming in from Infused.
Yeah, and I mean, if you let Vayne join in the fight versus a 6-1-3 Kalista, I mean, that's really not gonna be so good for Infused right here. And here comes the setup from Coops. The knockoff will be there. No follow-up damage. Coops getting a lot of hurt from Infused. He decides to walk away from that.
Yeah, but this is actually all an advantage for Zed anyway, because if they're gonna keep fighting in the jungle, it just makes it easier for Zed to get massive shockwaves in. So it's good that IPT is putting in vision, a lot of vision into the jungles of Infuse, because that's where they want to fight anyway.
Yeah, and I mean, look at this. Every lane is pressured. Rox is actually kind of baiting his stuff for a moment.
Yeah, and it's also really problematic for Infuse because they don't have a lot of wave clear.
Yes.
So when IPT does choose to split push, which they will, then they're gonna have a hard time.
Oh, Rox might get caught out. He does have flash. That stun doesn't land. That's still a flash though.
Yeah, and now Hate is gonna get Runan soon. Oh, actually he got the recurve bow and then got a BF sword. He's gonna get Bloodthirster first.
Okay.
But if he did decide to go for Runans first anyway, then like I said, the wave clear right now of IPT compared to Infuse is much stronger.
Yes.
And
definitely.
I don't know, I'm not sure. At this point, Infuse just has to not make mistakes. They have to spread a lot of vision around the area, because one of the problems they had before was that they tended to get picked a lot around the map because of their lack of vision, which we're still seeing right now. And they should really invest more in vision. They have to de-ward the map so that they don't keep getting picked. Because, wow, look at the vision right now. They're just all over... They're all over Infuse's face.
And their ward coverage is just all at the top side.
Yeah.
If Before here, probably say redundant, but Kezo gets to flash to safety. Jarvan goes in. Where is the follow damage from Infuse? He just wants to go in. And and right now he gets hooked. 3-man Shockwave and a knockup coming in from IPT. And right now, 4 members are down from Infused Esports. And it's only Kesso left. He has gave up on life, and that's an ace for Imperium Pro Team.
I think it's safe to almost call this like 90% GG.
Yeah.
Like 21 minutes in, 10,000 gold lead. They're gonna get Baron already. And
yeah.
Kalista's 714, Oriana's 607. This is like the most ideal state already for IPT.
Yeah.
At this point, all they have to do is face roll.
Face roll, and IPT is not the kind of team to make a lot of mistakes at this stage of the game. Even though they're on the lead, hindi sila yung parang kampante, ganun. They won't. They're not that kind of team.
Yeah. And I guess, I mean, from the pick and ban phase, things were already, like, we already doubted Infuse from the pick and ban phase. It's not bad necessarily to pick Vayne, and JRM's not necessarily bad at Vayne.
Yeah.
It's just, oops.
Just get robbed.
Oh, wow.
Gets to safety, but no, JRM has the stacks. Kesso getting a lot of hurt from Zed. He will back away safely. Meanwhile, Hate and Koops getting the 3rd dragon for themselves, uncontested.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, yeah, from the pick and ban phase, there was already some doubt onto Infused because they have a pretty squishy Thresh. Jarvan didn't go for a tank build. He got Warriors first instead of Cinderhulk. And then they have a top lane, Lulu. So, come late game, I don't know who's going to provide the peel for Vayne at that point, because even if they do hit late game, you're going to be facing Maokai, Kulit. Maokai, Kulit. Sorry, wow, I actually associated Kulit with Rek'Sai already. But Maokai, Rek'Sai, and Nautilus are going to be so tanky in that late game.
Yeah, exactly.
And your only source of damage at that point, because all of your other members have fallen off, is Vayne. So even if, I mean, ideally, late game was supposed to be like the rope where they would hold on. But
exactly.
I don't know, it's a bit weird. Their pick and ban phase is a bit weird from the beginning, and I don't know.
Yeah, I think their strategy, they just wanted to go for the type where they want to take away the best champions from IPT and try their strategy. And then here comes JRM with the Condemn, with the red buff. Everything is there. Hate is there for the backup.
Oh, no.
He will probably fall. The Ren for the flash gets played. And right now, IPT, Hate is taking a lot of damage. Here comes the shield from the tower. Very aggressive from IPT. Just a couple of more hits from Poisanity. He will be forced to use a flash.
Well, honestly, that's just Hate almost playing with this food.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty aggressive. Though it doesn't really change much.
Yeah, I think they can afford to make these kind of mistakes. Here comes Zed for the backline. Yeah, he's godlike. It's easy for him right now.
Yeah.
He's 707. Needlessly large rod. That's how to connect. He gets smited down. Shockwave onto himself. Flashes to safety. Demacia. He is trapped rather. Death Sentence connects again. That will be a shutdown onto the Oriana. IPT Rocks though will kill the Jarvan. It lands. The binding lands. Coop's gonna take a lot of damage. Flay just to put him near. He's taking. No, the tower is destroyed. Do they have the follow-up? They want this kill because Vayne is just nearby. But nope, it's too far away.
Yeah. Well, they did get a tower out of that, and I think they're going to get another one as well. The Baron buff is up. So, although that could have been played better, I mean, IPT does have room to be a little relaxed right now because of the lead.
Yeah, I mean, look at it. The support is the one split pushing.
Yeah.
That's something.
That's a bad sign.
Yeah, it's a bad sign, really. So...
Yeah, there's not a lot left for Infuse to come back from this game. What they really need to think about is next game. Their pick and ban phase, first of all, needs to be fixed. They need more tanks. And they knew that. But Jarvan went for Warrior's Enchantment anyway. And I don't know. I mean, the top laner as well. I mean, you didn't need Lulu necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a classic Vayne, Lulu pairing, and they just wanted to take the Thresh away from Insanity, but you know, he has the Nautilus.
Yeah, you could have even made Lulu support instead, and then grabbed a tankier top laner. I think that would have been much more ideal. But they did not take it.
Yeah, that's what we said. It's all about the execution. Righteous Glory denied, and everything's just too far away for anything to happen. Blue buff. We'll go to Zed.
Yikes. So yeah, Infuse was indeed the underdog after all in this game. So to expect them to really be even against IPT is actually asking for a lot, considering they're new to the summer split. so I can't say I'm exactly surprised. What I am surprised with is how they built their comp, because it's like you said, like they were counter picking and taking away a lot of things from IPT.
Yes.
But it didn't really reflect anyway with the way they executed it and with the way they put it together.
Yeah, I agree with that. And they're having a hard time pulling it off. And just like what Neep said earlier, Vayne isn't actually sort of a ban sort of thing.
Ban worthy.
Ban worthy, and you can easily work your way around the Vayne. And yeah, this is what it's all about. You know, Infuse's execution. They didn't live up to the Vayne pick.
Yeah.
And they kind of focused on the Vayne too much, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's like it's like we were saying, like Vayne is something that you can work around, and the problem was that because the problem with the other games was that Vayne is someone you can work around. The only difference is that Hate is excellent on Vayne.
Yes.
So he doesn't really get caught out a lot. He does have so much potential to hyper carry his entire team into victory. The difference is that we don't see that same kind of vibe from JRM. He's not the kind that would duel people under their tower and just destroy them. We see a more farm-oriented Vayne.
Yeah, definitely. I thought Koops was gonna fall there, but obviously they do lack the damage. Even look at that, the Nautilus is tanking without the minions, and they enter the fight. Hate is pretty low, and here comes the heal. The Cataclysm is there just for the 3-man shockwave. Yachts is Zonyed right there. Rox is in the middle of it all. He will fall down, and right now it's just JRM taking hits onto the Nautilus right here. Hate will go back to the fight. Actually, just gonna hit the inhibitor. One person down. It's gonna be a 4v5, but get here. Yachts gets pulled down, gets the shield from the Lulu. They want to re-engage. Koops is in trouble. JRM taking hits towards Koops. He doesn't finish the kill, but here Hate manages to kill that Lulu. That'll be double kill for Hate. Quite effortless, just hopping around the base of Infuse right here. Oh dear.
Yeah.
That's true for 2 though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for those who don't know, I mean, we were talking with Neep earlier about how IPT did get a new coach recently. In the like the past 3 weeks, they were able to get a new Korean coach, and I mean, we can see the effect that coaching has had on them so far. IPT looks much stronger now compared to their previous split, where they were on the lower end of the ranking, and now they're top 4. Both teams, both sister teams, are very strong right now. And even if Suez was not here, Sed still showed us that he still does make a really huge impact on the game. He's been really beating Yachts in that middle, and so despite the roster change that Infuse made, I don't know, their pick and ban phase really needs some work.
Yes.
So we're hoping to see an improvement in that. And now at this point, they're really just trying to salvage whatever they can from the game. But I wouldn't be surprised if they surrendered at this point either.
Yeah, it's an open top. And they can't actually create pressure around the map when they are very limited to what they can do at the moment. And with that ward onto the dragon, they're actually thinking of contesting?
Yeah, I don't know.
They're still sticking around, and super minions are there up top, probably hammering down the turrets already. Oh dear, are they gonna have the steal? Here comes the Dark Passage. He's not gonna ride it. And blue team, that's IPT, they'll get the dragon. And it's quite a desperate move everywhere. DXC is trapped in his own Cataclysm, and he will fall down. That will be a triple kill. Shockwave misses, that doesn't matter. And that'll be not an ace, but right now, yeah, they could actually
end the game
if they want to.
So yeah, just IPT doing what they need to do. Sed and Hate get fed, and Infuse not able to pull themselves together with this composition and with the roster that they have. Even if this is their stronger roster, in general, in terms of strategic depth, like you said, it's just not really working out yet. And actually, they're even taking the Baron at this point. They can just take whatever they want.
Overkill. So they're just, you know, waiting for the game to end. There's really not much they can do. The lead is just too far. And
I don't think we've seen a lead this large yet in the summer split. It's almost 20,000 gold lead. For Dragons. In fact, if they want to, they can wait for the 5th one.
I'm wondering how Infused are gonna, you know, play this out in the next game. I mean, if they really want to make a strategy work, is their style like, if you don't succeed the first time, we can try again? Or are they gonna ban the Vayne or give Hate the Vayne again? We don't know.
Because we're seeing a lot of differences in the teams. Like IPT is much more experienced than they are. They have a coach, and I don't think Infuse has a coach. And in terms of mechanics as well, I mean, comparing Empire X to Infuse, Empire X does do
Wow, the
holy. Well, that's why Ludens is getting nerfed next patch. But yeah.
There you go.
I mean,
Lulu gets obliterated by Oriana's ball.
Yeah. That's something I never thought I'd hear. But
my bad.
Yeah. GG, well played from IPT.
Yeah, they're just storming in here. Dixie will be the first Demacia. Suicide. Unstoppable said. That's a 12-1-11 on the Oriana. Probably, yeah, the highest KDA. Probably Hate still trying to do something here. But actually JRM manages to win that duel between Kalista. But that doesn't matter. Everyone just storming in the base of Infused, just doing the overkills. Minions all over the map. And after 32 minutes, 29-12 on the kill scoreboard. Imperium Pro Team with a dominating performance takes game 1 of match 2.
Well, GG, well played, IPT. Infused tried to do what they could with the comp that they got, but at that point, really, there was just a point where we knew it was over.
GG.
Infused has to really work on a lot of things, and it's not a surprise because it is, again, their first split. It is the first time we're seeing them in the split, so let's just take a look at the... Honestly, there's not a lot I have to say. You guys know what's up. Said 14-1, and Kalista was 10-3 in this game, so the carries just really needed... Or, the carries got what they needed in this game.
Definitely.
And yeah, there's just really not a lot to say about this board. Just basically IPT doing what they needed to do, and Infuse showing that they still have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
They have potential. They really did. But at some point in the game, IPT was able to get the picks that they needed, and Hate was able to get all the kills that she needed in that early game. Zed was able to get a lead in the mid lane, and at that point, it was just pretty much rolling all the way into victory.
Yeah, I think they've learned a lot from that fight.
Yeah, that's true. So it's still relatively early in this split, although Infuse has played a lot of games already. They won't get a point there, but IPT does get a point. If they do win the next game, they're going to have 9 points, almost as much points as their sister team, IPT Blue and War Gods. And if not, then Infused will be able to get 1 point to make themselves 2 points to at least get ahead of PCFC and Naga in the standing.
Yeah, that's right. And what do we have for our viewers next is?
Oh, actually, I'm not sure. Although we just want to remind you guys that LCL is going to make its debut tomorrow.
Yes.
And Riku and Kyrie will be there for you guys. So just to break down the schedule.
And here we have the first game. We're going to have Kingdom Sports Hub. That's SKI College versus Tamarars. That's Far Eastern University. And as for game 2, we have Viridius Arcus De La Salle University versus Heavy Bombers from Jose Rizal University. As for game 3, we have CXG powered by Potu. That's Profilers of the Unknown pala. Our Lady of Fatima University versus Blaze It College of St. Benilde. And for the last game, that will be game 4, Tiger Esports. That would be University of Santo Tomas versus Rams from Asia Pacific College.
All right, so do watch out for that. Again, it's going to be Kyrie and Riku with you guys there tomorrow. So do watch out and support your fellow universities, colleges, and even if they're not your university or college, if they're just your favorite team, do support them. So, yeah, I think we're going to be back after
don't go away. We're going to announce the Watch and Win winners for our Game 3. So, once again, this is GS Riku.
And this is GS Amplifier.
Yeah, see ya!
Oh, guys, may 300 MB tayo! Dami pang Facebook at Instagram.
Email and videos. Stock up on data with Smart Big Bytes from the country's most advanced network. May apps and sites up to 300 MB. 50 pesos lang for 3 days. Hey guys! May free YouTube pa and more.